Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hello and welcome. So first, I just want to say, if you can hear my fan, I'm really sorry, just because it's like 30 degrees outside and I am mentally not in this weather. Like with my skin, I cannot deal with this weather, and the fact that it's like September and I'm a big fan of autumn and Halloween clearly, and basically I'm just like not vibing with this weather, so I have to have my fan on, and it's really sunny outside, and I mean I'm already in autumn weather. Like mentally, I've had my pumpkin spice latte, and you know, us autumnal babies have to wait a little bit longer for our kind of cold and chill to kind of kick in, and I'm already in a Halloween mood because of my Suspiria top and because of the makeup that I'm using today. But enough of me like just chatting rubbish, but today I'm going to be trying out new makeup from Profusion. So they've released a kind of Halloween themed makeup collection, and this is their Rituals collection. So there's a lot of kind of difference between the American and the UK version of Profusion, because the American website, they get so many great collaborations that they do. Like the UK one, we only just got a couple of things from their bubble tea collection, but they had a really big collection. They had like eyeshadow palettes and this and this and that, and they didn't bring it to the UK. And it's kind of the same with this collection, because I picked up two things, but on their American site there's a couple other things that I really wanted. Like there was another eyeshadow palette which was in the shape of a planchette, which, if you don't know what that is, it's the device that you would use when you use a Ouija board. Don't do Ouija boards, kids, it's not good. And basically I was waiting for that palette to come to the website and it never kind of got there, so I kind of just decided to pick this one up. So yeah, this is their Rituals 28 shade eye and face palette, and I also picked up a highlighter. So I really want to use this in today's video because the color story is amazing. One thing that I can say is a little bit kind of here and there about this thing. It comes with a blush, a highlighter and a bronzer, but it can only really be used by those who, I mean, it won't be universal. So that's probably one issue that I have with this palette, to be honest. I mean, the colors are absolutely stunning. Like there's something for everyone. So you've got like your colorful, then you've got your purples and blues and purples and stuff like this. But with the kind of face stuff, it's really kind of not universal, so I'm a little bit kind of sad with that one, because this is like only one palette that you can get. But then the highlighter as well is called Candlelit Ritual. I'll be using this today, not the highlighter in the palette, so I thought I would just show you guys. But I'm going to go off camera, put on some sellotape and my Urban Decay primer, and then we will get started. So I'm all primed and ready to go. So like I mentioned, this is a 28 eyeshadow palette collection, so I can't remember how much I paid for it. I'll just put up a video, or not a video, but like a picture of price here. So like I mentioned, all the shades are just very interesting. I mean, there's a lot of shimmers. This shade Omen is like a pink and orange kind of shimmer. This is not going to be something that I will use, but I'm sure I will swatch it or something in the future, because yeah, the colour is just not really vibing with me that much. But I'm kind of going to do like a kind of, I don't know, it's kind of weird. So it's such a random selection, so I kind of want to just go in the deep end and just go with any shades. So I am going to start off with Wrath, which is this one just here, and of course the names are brilliant. Like you've got Omen, Haunting, Bewitched, Nocturnal, Black Magic, Jinx. Like you get the theme. And yeah, I love the packaging as well. It's one thing that kind of drew me to the collection too. So I love Halloween, I love autumn. Like it's like I'm a winter baby, so I kind of, you know, I love fall and I love horror and I love like I'm not the biggest fan of, well, I'm not a big fan of like Christmas and stuff, so I'm not going to be mentioning that word anytime soon. I know a lot of people are very excited for that time of year, but for me it's always about Halloween first. And I mentioned my Suspiria top earlier, so I got this on like Killstar, and like I mentioned, I'm a big fan of horror movies. If you haven't like ever seen Suspiria, please check out the original one by Dario Argento. It is one of the like most freakiest movies I've ever seen. It is so freaking good. They did a remake a few years ago and I started to watch it on Amazon, and I kind of just started drifting off because I felt like it wasn't gripping me as much as the original. But I might have to give it another go because there's so many people, like a lot of my friends are obsessed with the remake, and I'm kind of like, what am I missing out on? Like, what is it that I don't get part of it? So I will have to try and re-watch it. But this first shade is going on really nicely. Like, I have used Profusion eyeshadows in the past and I really feel like they have a really nice pigmentation to them. I do say that the Urban Decay primer does help slightly sometimes to kind of give it a bit more oomph, but you know, a lot of these shadows again I have used previously, and you know, it still seems to be like the same quality. So Wrath has gone on very nicely. Let's go in with right, let's kind of move on to another deeper shade. We're going to go in with Pagan just here. So we're just going to take that next to Wrath, and it's coming off a bit deeper, but we're not going to go too heavy on this shade because I mean, I kind of want to do, well, there's not really any kind of bright-ish colours. I mean, the purple is pretty bright, but it's quite random with me doing like the browns. So I'm kind of just doing a deeper nude look today, I think, which is fine because I've done so many colourful ones recently that I feel like maybe we're gonna go into like the nude deeper tones. And like I mentioned, like Halloween is such a year for, like a time of year where people are very experimental and very like artistic with their skills. I don't know what Halloween looks I'm gonna do because I have, like, my skills are not anything like people have online, but I might do something fun, like, you know, recreating some this and something that. So we'll see. I'll start thinking ahead. Like, I don't tend to plan that much ahead when it comes to certain looks. I tend to just like go for it, to be honest. So I'm gonna try and add a little bit of colour. So I'm kind of gonna add Bewitched, which is like this purple. So I'm hoping it won't be too kind of overpowering. So I'm gonna bring it here. Okay, I'm gonna use a smaller brush. It's kind of like a pastel kind of shade, and I'm trying to not like overpower it. So I'm trying to just tap it on slowly so it's not gonna be too heavy. But okay, it's building up. So firstly, when I put it on, it was like non-existent but I'm just gonna tap it in. And now we're gonna go in with a shimmer. So there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, I might go in with Sorcery just here, which is kind of like a shimmer purple, which is fine because I don't want to do anything too, like, I mean, if I was to use Jinx, that's like a black shimmer, I would I don't think it would work out very well on this. So I think Sorcery is probably going to be the best one to go in with, and that is super soft. Oh my god, that's probably like made a dent. I might have to use my finger to, let's see, that is so creamy. Oh my god. Right, it's very tacky as well, like a tacky feel. Alright, I'm just gonna tap that in and blend it up. Ooh. Okay, that's very nice. I mean, I don't want to go too heavy with it, but it's kind of slight duochrome-ish, so it's very buildable. So this is like a second layer. And oh, okay, that's gone on very nicely. I don't like the fact that I end up like dipping my finger so deep in there that it will just misshape it. Like, I think I don't like it. It just makes me feel a bit uneasy. But we're just going to keep on tapping this in because this shade is absolutely stunning. Okay, we're looking all right. So I feel like when I was tapping on that last shade, it's kind of, the more you tap on, it kind of takes away a couple of bits here and there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to put on my foundation, take off my tape obviously, and then we'll move on to the rest of the face. Okay, so I've just got my foundation on. I actually added some crystals from a Colourpop collection that I like the mystery box that I did, so I thought I'd try something a bit different, and it took longer than I'd like to admit. So let's go on to the rest of the face. So like I mentioned, this palette comes with a blush, bronzer and highlighter, so I'm going to see if the bronzer works for me. It looks a little bit deeper than something I would personally go for, and foundation wise I went in with my L'Oreal Infallible because it is one of my favorites of all time. So the bronzer is called Cult, so we are going to see how deep it is. I might have to tap off any excess because okay, that's already very deep. I'm just gonna blend it in slightly. I don't need to bronze like kind of bronze that much, to be honest. Like, I know my foundation is light, it's not as light as I need to use this because I'm trying to like not go so heavy handed with this. Oh my god, it looks quite muddy, and I know that Profusion do like palettes for like blushes and bronzers and highlighters and stuff like this, but I personally haven't tried any of them because I like to kind of mix up my blushes and bronzers and stuff like that, so I don't always want to get a whole palette for so many different shades because I'm not an NUA or anything like that. I don't really feel like I need palettes and palettes of like multi-colored one, if that makes any sense. So yeah, that was the bronzer. That was a bit crazy for me. It's very pigmented, so I've just blended it out as much as I could. So let's go in with the blush, which is called Ritual, and for me, I use all the blushes. Like, blushes for me is such like a universal thing. Of course there's gonna be ones that won't really work for my skin tone, but I thought I always would like to try them out because there might be something that might complement my skin a lot more than any other ones. So again, this is very pigmented as well, but I like to use a lot of blush, but I'm not intentionally going this heavy handed. Like, this is a lot going on for my face right now, and my face is sweating. It's so disgustingly hot right now, and I'm not a fan. And like I mentioned, because of my skin, I have to be so careful when it comes to the sun, but you know what, the sun doesn't care and it will just carry on. So I mean, this blush again, very pigmented. You need the tiniest amount, so we're going to go in with the highlighter. I haven't even taken it out of the box yet, but I love the name, Candlelight Ritual. Like, it's just such a spooky name, and you know what I mean, but it's cool. It's actually in the shade Full Moon, so this looks like it's going to be a bit of a duochrome. Shall we swatch it just to see what it's like? Because oh mama, okay, it's got like a purple duochrome to it. I like that, but let's see how it will actually look on my face, because it could look nice on the hand, but it could look completely terrible on my face, and it's crumbling away, and I do not like that. So we're just going to okay, that is mad, that is insane, but you only need, again, the tiniest amount. It's so pigmented. I hope you guys can see it on my rubbish phone camera, but I unfortunately don't have a camera worthy of filming on, but this is so if you don't mind this kind of highlighter, it reminds me of like the Color Cosmetics kind of shimmers, because they're such duochrome and you can use them a lot of places. But this is insane. This will look really nice on the eyes as well. I'm not going to use it on the eyes today because I kind of like how the purple looks, but this is like a pinky purple duochrome kind of look, and it is nice. It's just it's so crumbly, so when I was using my brush, it literally had specks all over it, and I don't like mess. I don't like my products being messy. So we're gonna go in with the lips, and I'm just going in with a Profusion soft matte cream lipstick. So we're just going to top this up. Okay, I know the lips will not really go with this look, but I was trying to find my deeper shade and I couldn't find it. I don't know where it is, but yeah, this is my finished look. So altogether, I really like the palette. I do feel like some of the shades are very buildable, so I think some of the pastels might take a bit more work to kind of build up. And then the shimmer was very gorgeous. I think it's like a creamy shadow because it is very, very soft, so when you dip in your finger it just squishes it. And like I mentioned before, when you kind of build up, it separates the one underneath it, so be a bit careful. The highlighter is very nice, but again very crumbly, and it's very duochromy, so if you're not into that kind of thing, you'll probably want to stay away. The face products inside the palette are very pigmented, but again it's quite limited for not all skin tones. So let me know if you're going to pick up this palette, if you have any interest. If you got the planchette one, let me know what it's like, because I'm jealous and I would love to have gotten that one. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I hope to bring out more spooky stuff soon. But please don't forget to like and subscribe, because I film and upload every time I get a chance to. Don't forget to follow me on any of my social medias, because I'm always active on there, and I appreciate you guys sitting down listening to me ramble on, and I hope to see you very soon. Bye bye.